Thank you so much. Rinku said I was the winner, and I totally feel like the winner. I'm so grateful for the Ms. Foundation and Teresa Younger. We are part of the Young and Younger show, if you didn't figure that out. We tour around the country. And Gloria Steinem, who's been such a wonderful mentor and role model to me. Thank you, Sydney, for singing that. Obviously, my favorite song from Fun Home is Ring of Keys. So I am so particularly thrilled to be in the room today with so many longtime supporters of the Ms. Foundation. You all really are the women and some special men of vision, because 20 years ago, the Ms. Foundation got a request from a bunch of ragtag Asian American women to go to that 1995 conference in Beijing. And because Ms. Foundation was able to bring that 100 women together, Asian American Pacific Islander women were able to launch a national progressive multi-issue movement. Fighting for social justice and human rights for our own community, in our own words, in our own view, in our own lens. That day was when NAPAWF was really born, and today, NAPAWF is doing what we still do best, which is building power for Asian American Pacific Islander women and girls. When I was growing up in the projects of Brooklyn during the 70s and 80s, I look younger, I know, there were only a handful of Asian American families in the neighborhood, and we knew every Chinese family because they came over to our house to play mahjong on Sundays. My parents, sitting over there in table 26, we immigrated in 1977, and here they are sitting next to an NFL player and Matt McQuarrie. Like, how amazing is that? But growing up, they endured racism and xenophobia as they went about building our lives. And as you heard, the shittiest, though, of it all is the invisibility. Asian American and Pacific Islander women and girls experience the intersection of racism and sexism through erasure and invisibility. Even though there are 19 million of us in the US, both the model minority stereotype that Asian Americans are all well off and healthy and successful, and the perpetual foreigner stereotype that Asian Americans aren't real Americans, means that growing up, I didn't see anyone who looked like me in leadership, on TV, in books. I didn't see statistics or stories like mine. Our family members became nameless, workers doing nails or sewing clothes or cooking in restaurants or taking care of other people's children. This country has a long history of trying to erase us. The first ever immigration law ever written in the US, the Page Law, kept Asian women out so that Asian families couldn't take root in this country. An early example of how reproductive injustice is baked into our laws. And of course, the attacks continue today. As you heard 2 weeks ago, I was the lone pro-choice witness in a congressional hearing for the second time against these so-called, get this, Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass prenatal non-discrimination acts. These are racist abortion bans that say Asian Americans choose boys over girls in the US, even though our research shows that Asian Americans are having more girls than white families. And these are laws that say that abortion is the leading cause of death amongst African Americans. I kid you not. So they use all of these ugly stereotypes and erase women from the conversation. NAPAWF has been able to beat these laws all across the country and keep it back in the federal government. And we've been able to do that because we center women. Right. NAPAWF is the feminist and political home for Asian American Pacific Islander women to be our whole selves. We're the megaphone for us to shout our stories and demand our dignity. NAPAWF is the gathering place to do kick-ass work in the world, organizing local hearings or marching in the streets, testifying in Congress or committing civil disobedience when we need to. So on behalf of the thousands of NAPAWF leaders and the millions of Asian American and Pacific Islander women and girls who yearn to be seen and yearn to be heard, thank you to the Ms. Foundation for seeing us and funding us, and thank you for this honor.